Forms of cell signaling. In this video, we will going to know about different forms in which cell communicates. So here are different forms of cell signaling. First is paracrine form, second is autocrine method, third is endocrine method, and fourth is direct signaling. So we will going to know about each of them one by one. So first is paracrine method. In paracrine method, cell near to one another communicate. In paracrine, cell near to one another communicate through release of chemical messengers. Cell communication over short distances. So what happens in paracrine, that if there are two cells and these two cells are at short distance, so they will going to communicate. And how they will going to communicate? They will going to communicate by releasing a chemical messenger. One cell will going to release a chemical messenger. This will go to another cell and this will transfer the information to this cell. So this is how paracrine method works. Example of paracrine method is spinal cord development. In spinal cord development, paracrine method is used. Second, autocrine method. So what is autocrine method? In autocrine, the cell signal itself and cell releases a ligand that bind to receptor on its own surface. In paracrine method, the ligand or chemical will bind to another cell surface, whereas in autocrine the cell will going to release a chemical messenger or a ligand, but it will going to bind on its own surface. It will going to bind its own surface. This is autocrine method, in which cell signal itself only. The third form of cell signaling is synaptic signaling. So synaptic signaling is an example of paracrine method. It is an example of paracrine method. How this happens? In this, neuron send impulse which move traveling down the axon. On reaching synapse, it triggers release of neurotransmitter. So what happens in synaptic signaling? So these are two neurons. So if I say the information will come from this neuron step by step, just like this, on the end of the neuron there are some neurotransmitters. When information came down to the neuron, at the end of the neuron, these neurotransmitters are released. In this space. This space is called as synapse. This space is called as synapse. Synapse is a gap by which two neurons are connected. So the neurotransmitter or the small chemicals, these are released in this synapse, and by traveling through the synapse, they reach on the receptor of other receiving cell or other neuron. So this is how neurotransmitter helps in cell signaling. So this is how synaptic signaling works. After this, we have another form of cell signaling. After this, we have endocrine method. In endocrine, there is transfer of signal over long distances in the form of hormones. As we were seeing in the previous we were seeing about synaptic signaling, there was transfer of signal over short distances, but in endocrine, transfer of signal takes place on long distances in the form of hormones. It uses circulatory system or blood for transfer of information. Example of endocrine form of cell signaling is growth hormone. Growth hormone is used to transfer information to different parts of the body. Next is direct signaling. Direct signaling, in this, gap junction in the animals or plasmodesmata in the plants. Gap junction in animals and plasmodesmata in plants help in cell signaling. Transfer of signal from one cell to other through a gap junction. In direct signaling, the transfer of signal occur by direct junctions, by directly transferring of information from gap junctions. So this is all about cell signaling.